Oh dear clarity, please come. Show me what has just begun. All the hopes and fears I've ever known. Oh, and faith come back to me. Once convinced, once believed. Now a mystery I'll seek alone. If I've learned anything at all about this life, it's the things that scare you the most that are always worth the time. So patience, hold me, let me feel this lonely. The things that scare me the most that I know I need.
Morning! We just left the A66 and took the road down towards St John's in the Vale, which would eventually take you to Legbarth Waite. We got parked up there in a small lay-by, crossed the road where it takes you onto the old coach road, which is unsuitable for vehicles. Up that road a little bit till we got to these quarries, and then we take a left and start going up the hill. Today we're going to do Threlkeld Knotts, and then we're going to go up onto Clough Head and then come down via White Pike.
Yeah.
Me and Tracy and Billy is up there. That first stile we came over, by the way, is an absolute crap one for dogs. Billy went over there with a bit of a tumble, but thankfully he's alright, so just be careful of that. You can avoid it and go up the path a little bit further and then dogleg back onto the quarry road. Head up through the trees and then you'll hit another stile which will take us onto the fell side. Over the stile and through this last gate, and we're above the fell wall, heading towards Threlkeld Knotts, which is straight ahead of us. There's Clough Head, where we're going to head later. Traverse path runs kind of up there somewhere. If you follow the wall to your right, all the way around, it'll take you to the Fisherwife's Rake, another nice route, bit of a scramble route. I did it in the summer, I have a video on YouTube of it. We were originally going to do Blencathra today, which is there behind us in the Clag, but it looked very grim up there, so we decided on Clough Head because you can see it, always helps. Yeah, so the weather was supposed to be like 90% clear earlier on. It's very misty and atmospheric behind us. I think once this initial snow shower lifts, it could clear to some sunny, misty, atmospherical weather, hopefully. It's a good path to Threlkeld Knotts, and then the traverse path up to the summit of Clough Head is also a good path. It's a little bit on the edge, a little bit steep. Tracy isn't looking forward to it, but I've assured her it's okay. Yeah, it's absolutely fine. It's a good one. As you can see behind us, that's high rig in the foreground. Everything's sub-zero down to the valley floor now. I'm not sure if there's much snow on the high fells, but this is more of a dusting and a bit of ice. Blencathra just there, looking very bleak, and Clough Head to the right of us looking very clear. So far not a bad decision. I'm not hopeful about getting the drone out today, but as you know from my Raven Crag video a couple of weeks back, you don't give up. Seize the opportunity. If I can get it up, I'll get it up. The path to the right of us there is the traverse path up onto Clough Head that we'll be taking shortly. The path to the left, where Tracy and Billy's heading, is the path to Threlkeld Knotts, where we're not too far away from now. That clag's coming in behind us again. Look at this, bit of mist coming in. This first crag you come to on Threlkeld Knotts isn't actually the summit, but it is a good viewpoint. The summit's a bit higher up on that mound over there, the grassy mound. There is a cairn up here, I think. There it is, easily mistaken for the summit, but it's not. In fact, there's two cairns. There's a normal one here, and then there's a nice pointy one on the end of the ridge over there, which resembles something like you'd more likely see in the Pennines. They build cairns like that. Let's go and have a look at it. Blencath are deep in the clag, but I do think it'll clear. I'm confident. There you go, look at this one. Very unusual to the Lake District, a cairn of this shape. It's a beauty. Looks like it could have some age about it. And there's a rock star with his little red jacket on. We'll head over to the summit now, and then we'll cross and head up onto that traverse path that you can just maybe see there. Down at that first stile, I met a group of people heading up White Pike, which leads also onto Clough Head. A good friend of mine, Tony Law, who I've known for a long time. He's a mountain leader. He had a group with him of maybe 5 or 6 people. He's got a fantastic website on the internet. I think it's called Tony Law Mountaineering. I'm going to put a link on in my description. He also has a great Facebook page called Mountain Madness. They do regular walks if anyone is interested in things like that. An absolute gentleman, couldn't meet a nicer guy. Today they're actually doing a big walk. They're going to go up White Pike, across Clough Head, then over the Dodds to Raise, and then eventually onto Helvellyn. A big linear walk, I think they've got the cars parked at both ends, so that'll be an interesting walk today in this weather. There you go, Threlkeld Knotts, 514 metres. It's a Burkitt. There's the little cairn. It's not as impressive as the two over there that we've just visited, but this is the true summit. A bit of sunlight out there in the north and west. It's blowing mind. Just going to pass this little frozen tarn and head up to that traverse path. is quite steep all the way up now. It's a nice little traverse path, it's well clear. Looks very steep on the map, but it's not. Well, it would be if you went that way and that way, but when you're traversing the mountain, it's easy enough. Some lovely light now west and towards Grasdale Pike. Lovely light down the flanks of Blencathra, but the summit's still well clagged up. Heading down the Eden Valley across the Pennines there, looks pretty bleak. We've got a huge group of people behind us. I better stop. Let that group get past us, I think. So, for the benefit of your subscribers,
yeah,
what was the path like?
It was all right. I didn't like it very much, to be fair.
Why?
I found it was quite steep and on the edge.
Right.
But I had my spikes on.
You got up.
I think it's
no
the fact
problem.
it was icy and snowy as well. So, but I did it.
Very good, well done. So at the top of the traverse path we turn left and head up the ridge onto the summit. A group of kids were from no, hold on, wait a minute, it'll come to me. Huddersfield University, a walking group. Great to see such a young group of people on the fells, big group like that. Billy. Yeah, they love Billy. They come up to the lakes apparently twice a year and down to Snowdonia twice a year because Huddersfield's about halfway. If they're going up to the summit of Clough Head, they've gone the wrong way. But who am I to interfere with their navigation? In fact, they're down there now and they've come back. The flags, I believe, are for these runners that's behind me now. Clough Head fell race, I believe. Alright mate, well done. That looks like hard work. Alright.
How are we doing?
Warm enough for you?
Warming up now.
It's alright, you'll be warm.
Yeah, getting there. Good
Yeah.
Keep moving.
Yeah. Keep moving.
Aye.
Oh,
You guys must be cold standing there.
oh yeah.
Oh, it's getting a bit nippy actually. Doesn't look like much fun to me, that. We're going to do an out and back to Calfhow Pike.
There's the inversion so everywhere over there, isn't
Some
it?
lovely atmospherics over there, but it'll also get us away from the fell race and till they get over the ridge. I think they're doing about 5 miles, so they're probably doing a similar route to what we're doing today. Well, apart from this little diversion. From the top of that traverse path, we could have avoided doing that ascent where the runners were passing us. We could have just come around the side here, which is where that group of young kids from Huddersfield went. They're actually in the bottom of the col there now. We could have went that way to Calfhow Pike and then came back up this way. Then it would have been a little bit more of a circular. It's a bit of a random walk out to Calfhow Pike, but it was getting a little bit busy on Clough Head with the runners and that, so by the time we get back it'll be clear. Above Calfhow Pike there is Great Dodd, which would eventually take you to Watson's Dodd and Stybarrow Dodd and drop you down into Sticks Pass, over Rays, Whiteside, Helvellyn's Lower Man, Helvellyn, Nethermost Pike and Dollywagon Pike. Drop you down into Grisdale Tarn, where I was the other day, and then up onto Fairfield or Seat Sandal, or down Raisbeck to Dunmill Raise. From this point of the walk you would also have the option to go over Great Dodd and then down that long sweeping ridge, which would take you back into High Row, but then you would be a long way from where we parked. You'd be the other end of the coach road and you'd have to walk 2 or 3 miles back down the coach road. So that's the purpose. We're going to go back up to Clough Head and then down White Pike. Calfhow Pike, 660 metres. It's a Burkitt. Quite steep at the front of Calfhow Pike. The path kind of corkscrews its way round this little outcrop and then up onto the summit. And there's the summit. It's a while since I've been to the summit of Calfhow Pike. It's a one that you would generally just walk past if you'd already bagged it. But there's the cairn. And there's Essex Girl in the Wild down there, look. Looking for the path. Fantastic view up here. There's the path we just came down, that we're going to head back up. Blencathra's still in the clag behind it. Skiddering in the clag behind that. Bastardthwaite there, and the Caldale Fells, all of which are in the clag. Thelmere down there below us. Looks super cold. There's a little bit of snow on the grass down there in the fields. Right then, back up to Clough Head. Clough Head summit, 726 metres. It's a Wainwright, a Burkitt, a Hewitt, a Nuttall and a Hump. And there's the summit shelter and Trig. And look at Blencathra over the way there. Very claggy. From the summit of Clough Head we're going to head northeast down the ridge of White Pike, which will take us past an old coach and then down onto the old coach road. White Pike summit, 627 metres. It's a singe. And there's the Rockstar. And there's the summit cairn. Great Melfell and Little Melfell to the east of us. Glencathra still in the Clag, and Souterfell at the end. It looks very grim over the Eden Valley and the Pennines. So from the summit of White Pike we'll head down the path to the old abandoned coach, where we'll get a little bit of shelter and have a coffee, and then from there we'll head down to the coach road, which you can maybe see. It's white with frost and ice, and from the old coach road we'll take a left and head back into St John's in the Vale, where the car's parked. The old coach, it's an absolute top class establishment for a wild camp. Absolute luxury. Wait till we get round the front and you'll see. Oh, look at that, beautiful, eh? Beautiful. Get your last sleep mat in the corner there. Bit drafty. I think you might be sharing it with a sheep or two. What do you think?
It'd be quite comfy.
Should we stay the night?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
I might need to put a few planks back down.
It'll be alright. Be alright.
Speak the sheep poo out.
Morning! It's now Sunday. We've just had a lovely night in the coach house. Well, it's not really, it's still Saturday. What did you think of that accommodation?
Oh, it's looked lovely.
I did as well, it was gorgeous. We're almost down to the coach road now. We hit the fence at the bottom and there should be a gate in here, I think. I have in the past come down here the wrong way and had to climb over the fence, but I'm almost certain there's a gate in the bottom here. Yeah, I'm almost certainly wrong. The path leads straight down to a fence with no gate, but as you can see the barbed wire is being pushed down a bit here, so we should get over there easy enough. I'll just give Billy a hand first. So about 500 or 600 yards up the road there is a gate which we could have got through, but we would have had to come down off from the old coach in a different direction. We would have had to kind of veer left and come down northeast. There's a track there. I'm sure that track there would eventually get us up to that coach as well. I'll put a grid reference on at this gate, so if you want to head for this gate it'll make it a bit easier than climbing over the fence. Another 500 or 600 yards up the path we have another gate that would take you up to White Pike, but that wouldn't take you past the old coach. That would take you up this shoulder straight to the summit. There's another potential route up Clough Head from this gate here, from the other side of the gate. As you can see, there's a path there running up the fell side, all the way to the summit of Clough Head eventually. None of these gates that have been putting grid references on have paths on the map, but they do have clear paths on the ground. So I put the grid references on to help you out a bit, and for reference for myself in the future. Well, that's us almost back to the car. We haven't got too far to go down this horrendously long coach road. It's nice, this road, isn't it?
Oh God, it's horrific.
In all honesty, this road isn't the nicest track in the world. It's very uncomfortable to walk on, but it's the only way down, so we're not too far away now anyhow. So I'm going to wrap my video up, say thank you for watching. If you like my content, please think about giving me a subscribe.
Bye.
Bye from me. Bye from Tracy. And bye from Billy. They've left me, look.